Good morning, everyone. It's Helen here with Health and Hope with Helen. Thank you for joining me and happy Friday. So I have awesome information today, especially for those of you who are my acid reflux sufferer friends out there. I think you're going to like this. All right, so I'm drinking a cup of coffee. This is no average cup of coffee. In fact, this right here, I'm going to brag on for a minute because 3 weeks ago, I went on a little mission to find the best coffee for acid reflux sufferers, and I think I found it. This, guys, is the real deal. And I have tried a lot of things. There's a lot of gimmicks out there, but not this one. This one works. I'm not a spokesperson for these people. I do always like to say that, but I do like to share with you the things that I find that actually work. And this one right here, it works, and it is so good. All right, health-wise. Gourmet, low acid coffee. And in fact, right here it says, your stomach will love you for it. Well, my stomach loves this. This is the Colombian decaf. They have the Colombian original. I'm sure they have some other ones. I got it off of Amazon. You can probably get it at your health food store or get it on Amazon. It was relatively inexpensive and it is amazing. It has the best flavor, guys. It is strong, it's smooth, it's bold. I love coffee flavor, and this right here, there's nothing watered down about it. It has that like Swiss filtration process that it was made with too, so it is so good. You guys need to try it and tell me what you think, because I feel like it's a game changer. So put it in my comment section, and if you haven't bought it yet, I highly recommend going out and trying it. I genuinely give it a 5 stars. I'm not even joking you. So I'm loving it. I'm going to continue to drink it. This is my new coffee and I'm excited about it. So I feel like today we need to have a little mini celebration though, because guys, I am almost 1 year free of PPIs, proton pump inhibitors, my Nexium. So if you've watched any of my videos, you already know I suffer from acid reflux, and not just mild acid reflux, severe acid reflux. I've had it for over 10 years. I had to have a major surgery, a Nissen fundoplication surgery. I've had to have upper GIs, lower GIs, gastric emptying studies, you name it. I've had to change my diet. I have to sleep upright. I'm not supposed to eat 3 hours before I go to bed. I've had to do all of that. But 1 year ago, I decided that it was time. I was ready to come off of my PPI because I'd been on it for over 10 years. And sometimes when you're on medications for a long period of time, then you can have a whole nother set of side effects. And I wasn't willing to do that. I was ready to make that change. Now, if you were somebody who loves spaghetti, pizza, tacos, red beers, wings, this might not be the best idea for you today. And you definitely want to talk to your doctor before you come off of this type of a medication. But I had told my doctor I was coming off of it. My doctor said, give it a go and see what happens. I also had my doctor tell me that there is a 21-day process. So it's just like, if your body can make it past that 21-day mark of coming off of the medication, you are golden. You are good. You are well on your way. Now, every once in a while, some people have to start it up for maintenance. I have not had to do that yet. So I know some of you are wondering like, well, have you had to do anything since coming off of it? And I have not. By the grace of God, I have been so unbelievably healthy. I've only had to take like a Pepcid AC, one of those over-the-counter ones, maybe twice because I overdid it with my diet. I've taken maybe Gas-X a handful of times, and that's only if my tummy's just in distress before bed or something. I maybe pop a Gas-X maybe 5 times, guys, in a year. So this is nothing that I've had to take on a regular basis. And I have not had to go back to taking PPIs, which is huge. For those of you who know, who have been on it and you've tried to come off of it and had to get back on it, because I used to be one of those people. I had several different times where I attempted to come off only to have a rebound and to have to get back on it. Well, so by me being off of it for a year, this is a giant step in the right direction. So I'm really excited about it. I did end up having a little bit of a back step over the last couple months because I got COVID. I ended up getting the Omicron, and that definitely messed with my stomach a little bit. In fact, a lot of people are saying, I had a doctor tell me this and a specialist tell me that they were able to kind of tell the different variants that you had by obviously some of your symptoms. And a lot of people who had the Omicron were dealing with the stomach distress. That was one of their number one things that they were saying, like, ooh, I was having some GI issues and everything that comes along with it. So they were like, oh, you may have the Omicron versus maybe the original one. So I mean, yeah, obviously you could have had some of those symptoms with the original one as well, but they were just seeing a lot of people that being one of their first symptoms. And that definitely was one of mine. And I started to have some pretty major GI issues, especially after having it and then having to go on antibiotics. I did have to do a drip antibiotic because of having it. Usually I do really good with drip antibiotics, and oral ones I don't do the best with just because of all of my, reflux issues. But I thought for certain with getting the drip one, I wouldn't have the GI distress that I've had in the past. But I did end up getting some, and I wasn't really correlating that to begin with because I thought, okay, after a couple weeks, I was feeling a lot better overall. But then I started to notice there was different things going on with stuff that I'd be eating, like my dietary stuff, like, wait a minute, I'm normally able to eat this and not get reflux, or I'm normally able to eat that and not get stomach aches or gas pains or bloating or indigestion. And so I started to get concerned, like, oh, what's going on? Is it stress? Is it my diet? And that's where I kind of found this guy right here. And that's when I started switching some stuff around. I started eating smaller meals. I went back to eating a bland diet. I made an appointment with my GI doctor, and he scheduled an upper GI, a lower GI, a gastric emptying study, just because I have those underlying issues. And it was like, we need to kind of check this out. Okay. Well, he also mentioned at that appointment, though, that he is seeing a lot of people come through who have had the virus, suffering from GI issues and reflux issues. So if you've had the virus or you had the vaccine and now all of a sudden you are having those type of symptoms, guys, that's not uncommon. In fact, he told me that's very common. He says that they are so busy because people are coming in and now they're like, I don't know what's going on. Well, it could possibly be that you've had the COVID or the vaccine. Your body is trying to figure stuff out. Good to know, because when he brought that up to me, I was like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to research it. So, of course, I got on, and I don't always recommend this either, self-diagnosing yourself. But I feel like I had already seen the doctor. He already said, like, okay, here's the thing. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I am seeing a lot of people come in, and that is the case. So I thought, I'm going to research long haul COVID symptoms, GI symptoms, and every single thing that I had been suffering from was right there. It was like, dink, dink, dink. There was like 4 things. It was like bloating, gas, indigestion, reflux. And I'm like, oh, that's exactly what it is. So I felt like I needed to give it a little bit more time. So I canceled my appointments, the upper GI, the lower GI, the gastric emptying for now, just for now, because I want to see if my body isn't going to be able to just fight it off, because we know it's a virus. And I thought, wow, okay, I'm just dealing with some long haul symptoms. And with me having underlying GI issues, of course, it's going to take a little bit longer. But I am really glad that I went to the doctor, that I spoke with him. And I like that I have the option to get these tests if it doesn't go away here in the next month or two. I was getting to the point where I was feeling so ill, though, that I was starting to sleep with a Nexium by my bed and carry one in my purse, because I was thinking, just in case. But I was really, really like, I don't want to go back on this if I don't have to. And if I can just heal myself by prayer and by changing my diet, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's why I got the coffee. That's why I have went back to more of a bland diet. Of course, maybe some yogurt, some probiotics, anything that would help you if you're suffering from the same things. Try it out and then give it some time, because this was almost 2 weeks ago that I seen my GI specialist, and I am feeling so much better just by making those small changes, just by saying like, okay, I'm going to go bland a little bit, and I'm going to switch up my coffee brand. And I'm trying not to like stress about like that kind of stuff as much. And I feel like stress is huge when it comes to reflux and to tummy issues and everything. So I just kind of just let it be, just knowing that if I need to get these tests at the doctor, I will. If I need to go back on Nexium, I will. But I'm going to try these. I'm going to relax and I'm going to pray. And guys, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really, really, really good. Like 90% better than what I was feeling a couple weeks ago when I thought, oh, I'm going under. I'm going to need them to, to do the upper, the lower, the everything on me. I'm really glad that I was just like, okay, take a step back. And I'm kind of glad that he gave me the information he did. So I was able to go and research it a little bit and be like, oh, this is a real deal thing. So I hope that this helps you. I hope that this helps everyone out there who is struggling now with some GI stuff that you didn't have before. Hold off, give yourself a second. It's going to work its way through your body. Switch up your diet a little bit. Maybe get rid of some of the acidic stuff, some of the spicy stuff, just for a minute. It's not going to be anything you're going to have to come off of permanently. But even maybe just take some over-the-counter like Pepcid stuff before you hit the PPI bottle, because we already know it's really hard to come off of those because your body wants those for whatever reason. It just does, and the rebound can be really, really, really hard. So, anyways, we're a year out now. Hopefully next year I'll make you another video and we'll be 2 years out. So you guys please continue to pray for me. And I'm going to end this video with the story of the lady in the Bible in the book of Luke. All right. She's in the book of Luke, and I believe it's Luke 48:3, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's 8:43. See, I was twisted around, but Luke 8:43, and it's the woman who had been bleeding for 12 long years. She had tried everything. She went to every doctor, tried every medication, and nothing was healing her. She was completely broke. She was out of money. She didn't have anything to go off of. And then she hears about a man named Jesus, a man who can heal you, somebody who could help you. And she was determined to meet Jesus. She was like, I'm going to do this. So she knew that Jesus was going to be coming through the town where she lived, and she was going to push her way through that multitude. I mean, there was a multitude of people, a huge crowd. She was going to push her way through each and every one of them just in order to get one little baby touch of Jesus. And that's exactly what she did. She was determined. She was just like, I need healing. I need strength. Nothing else has helped me. Nothing else can save me. He can. And she pushed her way through all of those people, and she touched the hem of his robe. And instantly his healing power flowed through him to her, and she stopped bleeding just like that. And Jesus stopped, and he was just like, who touched me? And he looked around. I'm sure she was probably maybe shaking, scared, hiding, like, ooh, am I going to be in trouble for touching him? And then she poked her head out of the crowd, and she's just like, looks at him. He has her come over to him, and he was just like, your faith has made you well. She had so much faith that Jesus would heal her, and it healed her instantly. And then he said, go, like, just go, like, go and sin no more. Your faith has made you well. You are good to go now. And guys, I seen it firsthand in my own life. I watched Jesus show up. Right now, this story that I tell you, yes, you can try the decaf coffees or, the Health Wise coffee. You can sleep upright. You can change your diet. You can do all those things. But I am telling you, 100%, I know it was Jesus who healed me. I know. I have mentioned before, death was knocking on my door, because it was. I didn't think that I was going to survive a couple of my surgeries that I had to go through. And here I am today, healthy, and I'm whole. And I believe it was from the power of prayer. I believe it's because Jesus healed me. He did only what he could do. It's because I called out to him. Jesus is the only one that can actually genuinely heal your body. He's the only one who knows what to do with this creation, telling every cell what to do. The only one who can bring healing into all of your cuts and wounds and everything that they have to do in order to restructure your body. I mean, Jesus was my healer. He has been my healer, and he's been with me through the whole entire thing. And just like that lady in the book of Luke who went and touched Jesus, she knew, like, it's just like, I'm at my end of my power. I've exhausted all of my finances. I've exhausted all of my options, doctors, you name it. And this is my only hope. And I've been there. I was there where I was just like, there's nothing else that can help me. I need you, God. And he showed up in such a big, mighty way. And I know that I mentioned before that it doesn't happen overnight. I think sometimes people want that instant, like, oh, I'm better. And we all do. Nobody wants to be sick. But it took years and years and years and years for me to get to this point. It took a lot of faith. It took a lot of hope. It took a lot of obedience, taking baby steps. It took a lot of prayers, people praying over me. It took great doctors. but Jesus did show up, and I just don't want to see you guys give up hope, because he is there and he is a healer, and he healed me. And I know if you don't give up, he will heal you too. So I just, on top of all the great doctors, the great medications, the great diets, the great whatever, there's a great healer who is the only one who will know exactly what to do with your body and love you back to wholeness perfectly. And it is him. Genuinely, the power of prayer, I've seen it happen. I've seen him come into my life, and I've seen him turn my whole health around. And so if you haven't been praying, I really genuinely just say call out to him, because the Bible is full of healing scriptures, and Jesus can heal you, and he will heal you if you call out to him. And so I highly, 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 highly always recommend doing that first and foremost. And then he will guide you to the right places, the right diet, the right cup of coffee, and everything else in between. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. And if you have any questions on acid reflux, I always say, put them down, comment box, because I will answer them. I'm sure I probably have the answer, or I will find the answer for you, because I'm definitely considering myself a professional in this area, even though I did not go to school for it. I went to the school of hard knocks, right? Have a great day, everyone.